Black Sheep Rising. Aftershow.
All right,
Well, we'll talk about it.
let's do this.
I know who it was.
Let's do this
based
little
on that.
review. Wait, let's wait till the camera gets better on me. Me talking and stuff. Stretch my old neck.
You ever see the Robocop rap?
It seems to work.
No, I had to look it up.
Yeah, type in. Well, you should watch it when Shauna can sleep. But
Wait, shoot, you want to play it now?
What?
well, you can play. Well, go. Okay, go to YouTube. Type in Robocop rap. It's pretty good. It's like the whole movie in a rap song, but it's the old movie. It's
And
really
it's
long, though.
actually scenes from the
10 minutes?
original. It's 10
I don't know
minutes.
if that's the one. Try that first one. You can just like watch a little bit. You'll know the gist of it.
Detroit is a
say
city in
gist?
urban decay. Alex Murphy is a cop and it's his first day.
Tells you the whole story,
Transferring in
but in
from
10
Metro
minutes.
South.
Sergeant Reed explains
looks
it could be
like
bad
that
for
one
his
guy,
health. Once
Cillian
Murphy's
Murphy.
been given a guide to the station, a suspect breaks out in a violent situation. Murph's new partner deals with it. She's anything
sounds
but
very
good. She
serious.
beats the man up and
Glad
says,
to know you, Murphy.
catching Clarence Spotter because they're ultimate goal. They grab a police car and
This
go
kinda
out on
reminds me
patrol.
of,
Now the police
rap
is
news.
run by the OCP.
Yeah.
There's a meeting with the heads of the company.
Detroit has the cancer. Cancer is crime.
Dick Jones has the answer.
Head 209.
The robot stomps in, everyone stumbles back in fear. Dick gives a guy a gun and gets him to volunteer.
You went 20 seconds to comply.
The robot malfunctions and they don't know why. He's got Kenny in his sights, guns knocked on his course.
I am authorized to use physical force.
Oh my god, I want to see this one instead.
You've never seen the original?
This
No.
Okay, don't spoiler alert. We got
God,
yeah,
it has
yeah,
a
yeah.
lady cop. Oh my god, I need to learn about that.
So that was the original.
Is excellent. You should have watched that one first and then watched the new one.
This one was
Yeah, they don't have anything. They're so.
No, there are references to the original in it.
If it
Like,
had
I don't
a
know,
lady
did-
cop, I would have like lost
Okay.
my freaking mind being annoying.
So the company in the new one is
It's Omnicore.
Omnicore, and
Everything
they're
company.
a subsidiary of OCP, which OCP was the company in the original one.
Oh.
And then like the gray suit, you remember like he's looking at a gray one. That's the original RoboCop suit. And he's like, I want it tactical black.
Exactly, and that's the
It's like
that's the worst
a
part about
reference
it.
to it.
So, anyways, this is RoboCop 2014. It is not the when did another one come out in '85 or some crap? A long time ago.
It was like 1980s.
very very silly.
I remember,
But a lot of people really like because this is one of those silly cult kind of movies where it's really cheese, but it was kind of groundbreaking. And the whole idea.
I thought it was amazing. Like I saw it when I was
I
little.
watched the hell out of it, dude. I must have seen it 50 times.
I had nightmares. Like there's the scene where
the acid.
the acid. I had nightmares about that.
Yeah, that was horrible. This is all over the place. Like yeah, man.
I had nightmares about that. I don't know. I don't know if this is appropriate for Shauna to watch. She might have nightmares.
Yeah, I know exactly. So that was R rated. This was PG-13. I was reading some of the little spoofs down there in the bottom, and they tried to get an R rating, but when they went over the
They
60,
tried to get an R rating.
when they went over the $60 million budget and went up to all the way to 120, the producers were like, no, now you have to do PG-13 because we're the bosses of you. Which is what's wrong in life, where your producers just get to punch all the buttons and you're screwed. This is RoboCop 214. IMDb has given it a 6.3, which I think is fair. And your
This
synopsis in 2028 Detroit, when Alex Murphy, a loving husband, father, and good cop, is critically injured in the line of duty, the multinational conglomerate Omnicore sees their chance for a part man, part robot police officer, and they left out that Omnicore is part of the military-industrial complex, and they spend all of their time and effort creating military machinery, and the whole beginning of the movie opens on a scene where they're dealing in these foreign foreign imperialism, and when they get back to the boardroom, they're actually talking about how do we get these machines on American streets, because that's where the money is. And so far, America hasn't accepted any of that nonsense. And so a lot of the movie has to deal with trying to get these military machines on American streets and all of the don't you feel, like you should give up a little bit of your, freedoms for more safety. And it's a horrible, horrible thing. And I don't know that a whole lot of people picked up on it because it's one of those things that Hollywood talks about on a regular basis, but no one fucking picks up on it.
Yeah, it has a lot of parallels to like real life where it's like we got to militarize the police department.
Mm-hmm.
So if there are no wars, like what would all these companies that produce weapons? Obviously they got to find a new market. In the movie, they basically looked like they conquered the world with robots.
They're totally dreaming at the part where it's like, oh, when they're in the streets of Tehran, they're making everybody safe. Like they're gonna make that totally fucking dreaming.
So yeah, you brought up the tactical black. So in the original Robocop, he's got these nice kind of blue silver. He looks really shiny. He looks like a brand new car.
A hero. He looks like
exactly. He looks like a superhero.
He looks like a good guy. And in the new one,
he looks like he just got out of his Bearcat. His motorcycle's all black, and his gun is black, and he's black, and it's like
it's got a lot of dark. I thought the movie was very dark too. So the original is dark in the sense that like it's a very violent.
It's violent,
movie.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of violence.
But he's killing bad guys. Well, he's been killing bad guys in this as well. But
RoboCop is like portrayed as this guy without, basically like he gets injured or whatever, and they rebuild him as a machine, and he's like he's like what the police should be, like this really heroic, stoic guy.
He's got the conscience of a human being,
exactly,
but he's got the powers of a superhuman.
And like he like morally speaking, he's like what would be the term? He doesn't waver in his morals. Like he always does the right thing. And this one, it's like, we got to play with his dopamine levels. He's got problems.
Well, that's good. That was a good twist right there. He's like, how do we make this guy?
Because there's a darker side. Like even that thing where they disrobe. Like, I don't know. I would say disrobe, but like they dismantled him, and it's like you see like what's left of him, and it's, I don't know. Like that part was.
I burst
disturbing.
into laughter at that point.
It was.
I did not realize how cheesy this movie was.
It was pretty
until it
silly.
Showed all this stress, all this stress over. He's got a brain, a face.
He's got lungs.
Why did they keep his one hand? That's what I was like.
As an accessory.
Why did they keep his lungs?
I was thinking
all they needed was his brain.
Shooting, but it's like then they're like,
he didn't even shake hands with people.
And this is 2028. They're not even going to need your flesh and muscle, blood and tissue brain. They're going to be able to upload all that stuff in 15 years.
8 years into the cyberpunk universe.
It's right around the corner, man.
Well, basically, remember the guy's like, well, the software is controlling it. He thinks he's in charge, but he's not.
Yeah.
Which is like the wet dream of like the status where they remove the human element, where it's like you don't have to have people following orders anymore. Where maybe you could.
And at least they made
really wrong. What you guys are
at
doing.
least they made those guys look bad. Yep. Of course, one of the guys was Rorschach from Watchmen, little guy, and I think he did a great job of being the. I hate you, Tin Mins, and I just want robots because I can control robots. But you have a conscience and you can make your own decisions, and you're ruining the formula.
He's hesitating to shoot people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're criminals.
He doesn't shoot fast enough because he's actually hesitates and he thinks about, hey, should I shoot this guy or not? Which is a good thing.
Yeah, I would agree. That is probably a wise thing where the robot is just like mowing people down.
But if you can't get in trouble because you are the thin blue line, you have the guns. This is in 15 years. So I mean, how much worse is it going to be if something doesn't happen soon? I mean, how much worse is it going to be in 15 years?
Well, one interesting thing too is like they've conquered the world with the robots.
And by the way, where does the scene open up? It opens up on Tehran, Iran, which the fucking warmongers in this country have the dicks have been so hard for the last decade trying to go to war with Iran. They're trying so hard to pick some kind of reason to go to war with these guys.
Well, there's like a school of thought like like war, democracies are against war because like the people voting go to fight. Like, of course, we probably say it's ridiculous, right? But there is like that school of thought, and there's a some people think like if you reduce the cost of war to basically zero, where there's like no human cost.
There's human cost on the other end. These poor guys.
But not on your populace.
Yeah.
Then you're more likely to go to war. And you can even argue today, like, the safer you make war for your troops, like, the more viable an option it becomes. Like, the idea is like wars are unpopular in democracies because body bags come home.
Yeah, and guess what else comes home?
If you reduce the body bags to zero, you might be more likely to invade everywhere.
Except guess what else comes home? Planes into your buildings.
Well, that's true, but
if that's
people
even,
don't make that connection.
It's all about the blowback, and yeah, you're right. No one makes the blowback connection.
People don't realize, that they flew planes into the towers for a reason. It wasn't like just like
It wasn't because they didn't like Britney Spears.
Yeah, exactly.
It was because their communities, their countries have been controlled and rebelized. And dictators put in charge of them that they didn't vote for, that were Western dictators or Westerners put in charge. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons why. This is the exact same argument I brought up earlier about the whole. What if China started building bases in Texas? How is that cool? How would you not fucking be up in arms?
Aren't the Chiners buying all the real estate and everywhere anyways? So
it's going to happen.
Sounds like it's already happening.
Well, in the movie, there's the
borders aren't real. So what's the problem?
The attack on the machines or whatever, the suicide bombers, and like they're like, we're going to make a political statement. That's the reality of the world. The reason people strap bombs to themselves is because they're desperate and they want to make a political statement. Like. They believe they're being oppressed so much they're gonna kill themselves. Think about that. That's insane. Like that's not what normal people do.
Yeah, and a lot of people say it's because of Allah, because they're doing it because of religious reasons. No, they're doing it because they're oppressed.
Yeah, and
because they have no other options.
Of non-Muslims doing suicidal tactics. So it's ridiculous anyway. But it's a tactic of desperate people.
The movie opens on Tehran, Iran.
Yep.
Which right now we are not at war with, but the fucking warmongers are trying. McCain and Graham and all these guys, they are trying to go to war so hard. Tehran is about it's almost 10 million population. It's not a bad looking city, except when you hear about it on the Fox.
It looks like a great place to go on vacation.
In this video, it's not all that great. But you look at the real pictures of this place. It's not dirt huts. I mean, they've got infrastructure. They've got skyscrapers. They've got interstates. It's an all right place, except guess what? They've got their own money. They've got their own. They don't want to have anything to do with Westerns because the Western society because they know what's going to happen. Because as soon as they get on board with it, they're going to lose their power.
Well, here's the other fucked up thing. We can't. Well, I say we. Americans cannot. I guess I'd include myself. We can't go to Tehran right now. Well, I guess we could, but.
You're going to be on that. You're already on that list, but then you're really going to be on that list.
No,
now.
I'm just saying,
your name's going to be highlighted
because of the actions of the government. Maybe people won't like us there.
This is kind of like the Cuban thing.
It's why would we enjoy that place?
Why were we
these motherfuckers?
Pretty much with the Cold War with Cuba until just fucking this year.
I'd like to go on vacation to Cuba.
Well, it's up. It's up now. Now you can go there. I guess the imports and the.
Yeah, but you think the Cubans are going to be happy to see Americans?
Easier.
Maybe some of them don't.
Our money. They'll be happy to see our money now. They can finally sell their Cuban cigars. Of course, how many people are going to buy Cuban cigars when now it's it's no longer taboo? So anyone can get them.
Yeah.
Who knows? But that's exactly what's happening with Iran. They have all of these boycotts and no one's trading with them. There are no Western companies over there since '79, and when all the shit hit the fan.
Another. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. I think there are because I had a coworker manager who was from Persia, or she used it interchangeably, and I asked her specifically, "Do you care if it's referred to as Persia or Iran?"
Well, most of them speak Persian, by the way.
Well, no, they speak Farsi, which is a Persian-ish language, and she said Persia, Iran, same thing. Or whatever. I'm Persian. I'm Iranian. All the same thing.
Look at these pictures.
I would not have guessed it looked like that.
These are not dirt hovels. These are not caves. I'm sorry, Shauna.
And she flew back and forth, and she had a passport that showed her going back and forth from California to Iran, and it just had a little stamp inside there that said this person holding this passport cannot go to Palestine, cannot go into occupied Palestine.
Look at this monument, man.
Like,
This is
no,
beautiful.
you don't go there. I'm like, okay.
You know the real big difference? They don't have a lot of Western companies over there because of the hatred. And guess who owns their bank? It's their bank. It's not the European bankers or the American bankers or any of that. It's their
So
Iranian
it's
bank.
nationalized, so
We
it's
can't have that.
fascism.
Yeah, and of course a lot of
You
them.
gotta colonialize.
Sounds like
I think there are two other countries that have their own money system too, and that is
end result.
North Korea and what's the other one? Oh, my mind is
Probably
Uruguay.
Venezuela, my guess.
with Chavez.
Colombia.
He was
No,
who's
Venezuela.
Venezuela?
Oh, Venezuela.
That's Chavez, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's not there anymore. Didn't he die? Oh
died.
man, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
Anyways,
he died.
this is not dirt hovels. This is not caves in the side of a mountain. These are real people.
I thought.
Why do you want to bomb this place?
Oh, I thought. Well, going on to that point, I thought it was great in obviously it's over the top in the movie, but like there's that propaganda, like Samuel L. Jackson is like this guy, like we gotta, I don't know, give up all of our liberties for freedom, or give up all of our
Well, I got that, and I have
for
that
security or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I have
Security
that
and
clip.
safety.
So, anyways, the movie opens on this horrible scene of all these robots marching up and down the street, and everyone's having to come out of their houses with their hands up, to see the Star of David on their chest, which is not. They just put their hands up to see if they have weapons on them or not. And of course, some individuals who have had a hard time, who are oppressed, who have no other options, decide to make a statement on TV. They're not going to do anything until they know that the cameras are on them, so that they can actually make a statement that the Westerners will be able to see what's actually going on. And let me go ahead and open on this. And yes, Samuel L. Jackson is playing a Sean Hannity type who's in bed with the warmongers, with the military-industrial complex. Is a sick individual, and I hope, and I don't know that that's actually getting off, but here it is.
Freedom to Iran.
Kelly,
Spread democracy right there.
Kelly,
We're okay, Pat. Our robots have just
Hold on,
repelled
Kelly.
some suicide bombers, but
I'm sorry, Kelly, but for security reasons, the Pentagon's going to cut our feed to Tehran. But please, be careful.
Yeah,
You
I'll
keep that
continue to
dip in-
stand by.
Now you see how fundamental these robots are to our foreign policy. So then tell me, why can't we use these machines here at home? Why is America so robophobic?
You want to kill it? Cut it.
On the one
This is going to be an argument, I'm sure, in the very near future for drones in America.
Exactly.
Like-
Well, they're already here, but someone's going to get killed by a drone, or a drone's going to crash into a vehicle or something, and it's going to kill a bunch of people, and there's going to be a bunch of dronophobic folks who come out and like, we don't want these fuckers flying over our cities, crashing into our buildings, and then you're going to have some Hannity types like, but this is for our safety. You've got to give up some of your freedoms. You got to risk your getting crashed into by a drone for your safety, for the children.
Like imagine, I don't know, like a murder occurs and then the drone helps solve it. Like they're like, oh, we have to have drones in the air.
Or they find where the missing cows are.
There you go, like missing child or whatever. They're gonna pull out everything.
Yeah, it's coming for sure.
And all these weapons and such.
And they're going to be tactically black.
And it all makes sense until the next sentence of what he's saying, till the next point that he's making. And then he just totally ruins it, and it turns into a fictional movie that has no basis in
Well, that's the
reality.
argument. Is why. See, I see these things plain as daylight, but why does no one else pick up on it? When you
'Cause
watch
you're doing it wrong.
when you watch
It's not there.
when you watch the Matrix,
You're
why
seeing
doesn't
what you
anyone
want.
pick up on that? When you watch Star Wars,
No, because no.
it's the bad guys. The bad guys versus the good guys. Who are the bad guys? The fucking Empire. They're the bad guys. Who are the good guys? The goddamn rebels, the ones who are sleeping in the ditches and they're fucking fighting the Empire tooth and nail. Why does no one pick up on that bullshit?
Because in this example from this movie, you are seeing what you want to see. They fuck it up.
Well, here's the thing. It's like it's intentionally over the top, and so people are like maybe subconsciously or
It's
or whatever.
fictitious. This can't be real. This could never happen.
Exactly. Like this is not This is not reality. It's like to
The
make
guy's got a lightsaber. This is not real. This could never happen.
Well, like to make the movie good, like it has to be a little bit over the top, right? Where the tyranny, I guess if you want to call it that, whatever, that we live under is much softer. It's like in the dark.
Yeah.
You don't see the
That's
predator.
why it's so successful.
You don't see the predator drone, right, flying up 10,000 feet. It's not
Because
like
it's
the
not.
robot
It's actually
marching
a
on the street.
satellite. We don't really need predator drones. We got the satellites watching us, and we got all the cameras on every corner.
Well, they'll still want predator drones. Like you can get.
You can't install the cameras on the corner of Tehran. They'll have problems with that. But we can fly our own little helicopters over. Yeah, let's see what the rest of this knucklehead has to say about our security.
On one hand, we have Raymond Sellers, an entrepreneur
He looks like
and
Amish
true
Paul.
American whose product
Michael
just
Keaton does.
saved my colleague's life. And on the other, Hubert Dreyfus, a man with both feet planted firmly in the past, whose bill prohibits the use of drones on U.S. soil. The American people support the Dreyfus Act
Bullshit.
because they
There
haven't
it is. Positive.
experienced this technology.
Okay, so he said,
And they
would have never backed that statement up like that. They would have just not said it.
No,
If it
what
was
they-
Fox News or something, or if it was
if
Rachel
it was
Maddow or
Fox
any of these
News
people.
or CNN, what you see in real life, as far as it is, you don't see the whole like, oh, there's people in favor of drones and there's people against drones. No, you don't see that. You don't see it as equal.
If you're debating, you don't
see,
do it.
What you see is everybody wants to do this. Obama wants everybody to be good and be safe, and there's these little freaks who are listed as terrorists by the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is a suit, which
I have
means
2 words for you: predator drones.
which means safety, which means suit, which means science. So there you go. They just marginalize a little bit. This movie doesn't marginalize. It puts them up as
being fair.
as equal, as being. I don't know about being fair because this guy is.
I think that was so
you guys are reading what you want into this. You guys are making yourselves sick by not being able to enjoy a movie. Like I laughed my ass off throughout this entire movie.
I slept through it.
I saw the lungs and the head and the brain and the hand and was like, this is fucking
Well, the other
ridiculous.
thing is it's establishing like this is why we're gonna invent Robocop, because the American people don't, or they support this bill, right?
Well, no. He is saying he is being fair, which he wouldn't have done if this was Fox or this was CNN. He would have never said that the people support this bill. He would have just left that out
Some freaks on the fringe.
because that goes against his argument. Yeah, or he would say some freaks or some flat earthers or some climate deniers or some truthers would have said this shit, and we can't have that. This guy's living. He did say these guys living in the past, which is that's making them look bad and all, but.
I mean, even like the whole reason why he's black and he's tactical and all that, and he's black and now he looks cooler and sharper, is addressed in the movie by his cop partners saying, "Oh, now you're black. Now you're the right color."
Yeah, I remember that.
And that has nothing to do with, oh, now he's evil, now he's darker and badder and like not good for liberty or anything like that. This is why libertarians can't enjoy normal things. This is what this movie is really about.
No, I think the culture's changed since the original Robocop.
Well, culture's changed,
did you notice his whole demeanor? He was
and
he
this
was urban.
reflects culture, which
He was
you guys are-
urban.
Yeah.
I could see that guy going and rapping on Friday nights at the local club.
Going to
White boy
rap
rapping
on Friday nights at the local.
Yeah, he kind of looked like Eminem or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his whole demeanor was kind of black.
He kind of like a hood
Rat.
Well, I don't know. Like I don't know if we can replace the accent.
He
but-
was.
He
it
had
was
a
Detroit.
He had a Detroit accent for a white guy.
Street.
Let's see what the rest of Samuel's argument.
Here, what they don't understand. We at the Novak Element support Mr. Sellers' efforts to make our country and our viewers safer. After all, what's more important than the safety of the American people?
All right, so Shauna, you are absolutely right.
There's no music behind
that.
it, which
That is
makes it-
exactly the point they're trying to make. But he is so over the top that no one can believe what he just fucking said. He sounds fake. And he's a bad actor, but he's not that bad of an actor. He was going over the top
I would
intentionally.
say the results speak for themselves with Samuel. He has a lot of money.
He is token black man.
He's rich.
And if you
therefore he doesn't go
can't
wrong.
get Denzel, you're going for Samuel. If you can't get Samuel,
No, Samuel fills a good role. Angry black person, angry black man. Like the
Kind of
roles he's the
minstrel.
worst in, like in my opinion, are the roles where he deviates from that, where he's not angry. Like
we're watching. By
like
the way,
Mace Windu in Star Wars. Like he gets like
yeah,
angry a
but that
little bit.
whole movie
But, like,
was just dumb. What about when he gets eaten by
you
the
gotta
shark?
be angry. That's how Samuel L. Jackson does.
What about when he gets eaten by the shark? Because that's what we're watching right now. Deep Blue.
Oh, Shark Man. Oh,
Yeah.
does he get eaten by the shark?
Oh, that's everyone gets eaten by the shark. Duh.
Okay.
Like
guess.
like the one guy and one girl live. That's the way
I just
that's the way
wanted
these
to
movies
see
work.
How it happened, though.
I didn't say how. Maybe he gets cut in half
well,
by.
we gotta,
Maybe he gets
moving on.
maybe he gets cut in half
Totally
by
forgot
something.
about this part.
Oh crap!
The
I'm
only
sorry.
other part about this movie that I thought was interesting, neither of you have brought up, is in the middle of it, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
some point where he's still in therapy before the first test. He's put to sleep, and the doctor, Gary Oldman.
He starts messing in his brain.
No. Before that, he says to the Kim,
The hot girl.
assistant, the assistant chick, give him some antidepressants so he'll have nice dreams.
Yeah. Well, now what?
Advertisement for getting on antidepressants.
Yeah, but now I mean, you in his defense,
It just
he has-
immediately is, I am fucking depressed all the fucking time. I don't take antidepressants.
Maybe you should.
I have
You can have-
nightmares all
you
the
can have
time.
good dreams.
This is an advertisement to me saying, "Wow, maybe I should take those drugs that everybody else is on all the time." And
It worked for RoboCop.
I saw in this movie, antidepressants equals happy dreams.
I don't know. I still feel like this movie is much darker than the original RoboCop.
even though it's only PG-13.
It's so
yeah, it made me like have less faith, I guess, in the system and whatnot for a variety of reasons, and maybe that's a good thing. I don't know, but
Yeah, for us. But as Shauna said, this is what we're looking for. You know, were we looking for this bull when we were 8?
well, even like
When this
like,
shit came
like,
out?
the original
When the
RoboCop,
original
like
one
this
came
movie
out?
has like dirty cops, like corruption. Like the original one had some corruption, but it was like the evil corporate bastards. Like the police force was good. Like
You're
all
right.
the cops are heroes.
You're
You
right.
know what I mean?
But in this one, half of the cops were evil.
Even Rorschach is saying she's the head of the Detroit.
Even
PD. What do
Rorschach
you
is
think?
he's the robot mastermind, and he's evil. He's a real pain in the dick.
Well, in the original RoboCop, that was the villain. Spoiler alert.
I'm never gonna see it.
No, you should watch it. Like
Yeah.
especially if you watch this one.
Do you know how extensive our list of movies is to watch? I got in
You gotta
TV
front load
shows.
it.
Lifo it.
We got to figure something out. All right, so 6.3 on IMDb. What do you think, Miss Shauna?
Give it a 33. I don't know.
3.3.
Yeah.
James, what do you think?
I would say it's definitely.
Definitely
I
a
thought it
1.
was crappier than the original. It did not live up to.
When's the last time you saw the original? You have to keep
It was
in mind.
a few years
This
ago.
is kind of like playing a video game that you played when you were 10.
No, I watched the
versus
original
playing it
again
right
pretty
now. I mean,
recently. The original was much better, my opinion. It's just like the original Star Wars trilogy, in my opinion, is better than that new crap that they released. Like that.
I know there are
was
still
awful.
things. There's still phrases that I still know from like the first one, like "Can you fly, Bobby?"
Even the old Indiana Jones movies were, I thought, a lot better than that recent.
The alien one,
Yeah, that one was awful. God.
the lead box refrigerator.
Maybe the culture's become more retarded or something. I don't know. It's
Maybe.
like lowest common denominator.
I don't know.
We just gotta like jam pack all these fucking movies with action. We won't have like plots anymore. We'll just be like, brr, like shiny, like oh.
Yeah, if you watch the Transformers, it's so much action.
You
It's
can't
like
even watch it. Like the camera's doing this and like what's going
You
on?
got your shaky cam.
It's like, I'm gonna puke here.
That'll fix you all. Just put more shake on it.
Like I would contend
That'll
that
give me a seizure.
like in Star Wars: A New Hope, you know, like the lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, like that was a much more dramatic and meaningful than all this new crap.
Then
where they're doing,
then Sith and Obi-Wan.
gymnastics, and they're jumping around like all this nonsense. You know what I mean? It's not dramatic to me. Like it's more dramatic. I don't know, like the originals, but maybe I just like all the old stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm like.
It's more realistic.
like throwback or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think a 6.3 is fair. I think it was a good reboot.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think
like 6 out of 10 or
it
something.
wasn't a remake. They didn't do the exact same thing.
I like the
They-
nods to the original.
Yeah,
I did like that.
they left some of the elements, like the guy's name is the same. It's
Yeah.
Murphy. His buddy
It's in
was
Detroit.
his buddy was the same name too, right? The black dude was the girl's. Were they the same name?
I don't know.
I don't know now. Yeah, it was in Detroit, and
I'm pretty
you know,
mortified that
they
the original
changed
had
his
a girl
they
cop.
changed his silver armor to dark. He started out silver, and the guy came out and looked at it as like, yeah, you know what?
we
Can
need
you
something more
can you do
tactical.
something more tactical? It's like, yeah, we can make him black. So I mean, you know, there's lots of little things like that. I won't be watching this again. I tried watching it last night with Shauna. It was her first time, and I just slept through the whole fucking thing. I think I woke up a couple times here.
Because I was laughing.
She would laugh at like brains just suspended there.
Because he's crying, and it's like, you should have just let him die, man. There ain't nobody there.
I would say it's kind of it's interesting too. Like
I'm not in favor of just pulling the plug, but damn, dude. Get your widow's pension and, you know.
it's kind of scary. Like think about like the robots going down the street and whatnot. Like that to me, that's kind of scary. Like thinking about that kind of future. But I don't know. I'm an optimist. I think there's two sides to every technology. Like I liked okay, like you can lose your limbs and like then you can get replacements. So that was good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, but when you're just a brain and lungs in a hand. It's
Yeah,
like,
that yeah,
come
Yeah,
on.
that's the future though.
Give
yeah,
up
but
the
you
ghost,
wouldn't. Yeah, but
man.
that wouldn't happen. You would upload
So you're telling me you would not
completely.
like let's say just your head's left. You wouldn't take a mechanical body.
Just sprinkle some holy water on me and pull the plug. We're done. Want
All
out
right,
of here
Rorschach was
anyways.
all right. Rorschach's name is Jackie Earl Haley. I'm gonna try to remember that because I like that guy. He's very creepy, and I like the Rorschach character a lot.
Ugh.
I'm trying to figure out what his partner's name was.
Maddox.
Was it Maddox?
Was it Maddox? No,
Rick?
Maddox and Lewis were the bad guys. Bad cops.
Oh, another interesting thing in the movie I just remembered. So like there's cameras everywhere, and they're like, well, this is a good thing because now Robocop can scan it all and find the murderer.
Oh, that was bullcrap when
yeah.
he's like driving around and looking at the.
He had overload.
Like,
he had
there's
so
a
many.
theme in there like this is kind of good, right? You can they can find the bad people. We need to have this facial.
And then it
As
got
long as we have
ridiculous
someone
when
who
he's
is-
trying to talk to his kid and like assessing the emotional impact of like emotionally distressed
yeah,
this
that
little
was
boy. It's like,
interesting, too.
what camera is on this?
That's like Google Glass in the future. Like Conan is feeling distressed. Conan's at the
you know,
school board meeting.
But this is a all right. So you have two aspects who are marrying in this movie, and you have the you had the warmongers who want all this tactical equipment to protect us from bad people, and then you have this liberal element that's all about if you have someone who's smart enough and who's not greedy and who's only after the safety of the people, making decisions for us all, we'll all be good, and that's all we need. We need the marriage of the two. We need someone who is smart enough and who is strong enough
Like, I
to
kinda
take
felt like it was-
take care of us, and that's RoboCop.
I definitely thought it was kind of liberal movie, kind of like Police State, and then also like
I think it was
maybe
both.
Police State is bad.
I think
and
it's
then
both halves, equal halves of the two.
There's also kind of like a feeling of these people are doing this for the profit. That's bad. Maybe it is bad.
Yeah, it was
like,
most definitely an
they're killing
anti.
people for money.
It was most definitely an anti-capitalist swing.
Like, was there any business that was
they were
portrayed in a good
relying on
light?
fraud, though.
Well, according to the liberals, all capitalism is it's
when
not
they're
based on fraud.
showing
But
actual fraud, how
if
much of a red herring is
James
it?
can find a loophole to make his business more profitable
Yeah.
for his shareholders, he's going to do it. He's going to by crook or by hook, right? Don't click on that.
James is also a bastard.
I know he's clicking on it. You're going to click on the change.
Oh yeah, so
The
like,
taking him apart scene.
That's way
That's
back in
funny
early,
as
unless
hell.
you're looking for something else.
well, I was just kind of scanning through it. I was kind of jogging my memory. The other thing I thought was interesting, like you're saying, there is. I guess he's not really a minor hero. Like the Doctor is kind of portrayed in a heroic thing. Like he testifies before Congress.
But he's
total
making all
psycho.
he's doing,
but he makes
he's doing,
good, right?
He's
No, he's-
half of what he does is for money.
He
or
gives
for
him
or
like
for
he takes the emotional part out of his brain. He's like, Hey, we need him.
He's a goddamn Frankenstein.
So
Yeah,
that
we
could
need
be
him
an
not
argument.
caring.
So he's not really driven. Well, he's somewhat driven by money, right? He wants money for his research, but he's also kind of driven by like.
But the first
his
time you see
work.
him, the first time you see him, he's helping the guy with the hands, the guitar
Yep.
player. So he's trying to save humanity, but he's gonna fucking take the part out of this dude's brain to get that grant money.
Yeah, and like some of the most evil in the world is like people have good intentions. Like,
Yeah, look at some of these
like,
Nazi scientists.
I was trying to do
they were probably really believed it. Testing, putting some Jews in a goddamn
He wavers a lot.
vacuum
Yeah.
or underwater or testing chemicals on them and stuff was gonna be beneficial to society in the future. The same way people testing on animals do today.
Yeah.
What are you looking for, James?
I don't know. I was just scanning.
I mean,
All right,
he's
we've-
in
Doing the
it-
RoboCop.
Yeah, we're
isn't
getting
big-
we're getting long in the
Love it.
tooth. Any closing remarks in this whole movie?
I don't know. I think if you've seen the original, you might enjoy it. Might watch it and kind of think about how society has changed. I think it's like a much darker movie.
I say watch
Not
it
just
once.
because of suit either.
I say watch it once. Don't necessarily buy it for. Don't
Yeah,
buy it for
exactly.
$20. Watch it. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix right now. You don't have any excuse. Go fucking watch it.
They might not have Netflix or internet.
Yes, they do.
Some people don't have internet. I'm like really? You don't have internet? Like,
They're not. If they don't have internet, they're not watching this.
I'm like, I'll email you a picture of the item.
This is after the second
like,
hour.
I don't
This
have
is not.
internet.
This is not even on Cheshire TV.
What do you mean you don't have internet?
This is internet. All right, we gotta go. Everyone, thank you for watching this special after show review of RoboCop 214. Go and watch it. It's on Netflix right now. Guys, thanks for being on. Guys, thanks for watching. We will see you next month. Good night.
America.